Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, I'm here with professional fighter Matt Erdems. Matt, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, George. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be out here with you. And we're out here because you've signed a dotted line to fight at FightersRep 12 on February 18th. Man, we're very excited to have you on. How do you feel about this kickboxing event coming up?
Thank you so much. I'm very excited about this. I love kickboxing. I love striking, a lot of punching, hands. Yeah, I'm excited.
For sure, for sure. Now, Matt, most of your fights, have they been Muay Thai?
Most of them actually have been kickboxing, but in US, all my fights have been Muay Thai.
Oh.
And in Turkey, it was kickboxing. In Europe, was kickboxing. Some Muay Thai fights in Thailand.
I see. Kind of take me through that, because I mean I'm pretty interested to be the first kickboxing fight that you have in the United States. We all know Muay Thai is very popular here in California. We're kind of doing things a little different, but kind of walk me through that. How did it go? Did you start in Turkey and then move to other parts of Europe before coming here?
I started kickboxing in Turkey like long ago, and then I started fighting some amateur boxing there and kickboxing. I had different styles of kickboxing, from light contacts, semi-contact, full, and I did taekwondo fights, tournaments, and then I had some kickboxing fights in Europe. I had a couple of fights in Netherlands, in Russia, and some Muay Thai fights in Thailand. Then I moved in America about 9 years ago.
Wow, nice. And what brought you to the United States?
I moved here for that childhood dream, like Rocky dream, and I want to follow my acting and fighting dream. So I moved here. So it's hard to combine both of them because they both require a lot of passion and pursuing, a lot of struggle, hassle.
For sure, for sure. So do you act too, or?
Yeah, I do acting, not full time, but sometimes I book some commercials and usually some bad guy role in movies. And I do fight choreographies in a lot of action movies.
Very cool.
I worked in major productions before.
Very cool. Like which ones? I'm putting you on the spot now, Matt.
I worked in movie Taken 2 when it was shot in Istanbul. I was in the stunt team. I was helping the choreographing the fights.
Very cool, very cool. And are you from Istanbul specifically?
I'm actually from Istanbul, yes.
Wow, wow, it's a huge city.
It is.
I mean, was it a bit of a culture shock when you came to the United States, being from Istanbul?
Well, I traveled all my life, so I cannot say it's totally different. I lived in England, in Holland, in Thailand, so I'm pretty much used to the lifestyle and the changes in overseas. But of course, there are a lot of difference in America than in Europe too. But soon I got used to it.
I got you. So you mentioned they like to enlist you for the bad guy role, for the villain role.
Yeah, I think maybe it's because of my hairstyle. I don't know. Now I get hired only to play the bad guys in movies.
Yeah, because your hairstyle, you said?
Yeah, maybe I cannot play the good guy anymore.
I love that so much. I'm sorry. So, do you want to be like a martial arts kind of actor, like a Van Damme or Steven Seagal kind of guy, or do you just want to do whatever comes along?
Martial arts guy. Like I get that a lot. Like people say you look like Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movies, like him, things like that.
I can see that.
And I grew up watching his movies, and some other Steven Seagal and Arnold, Stallone. Those guys.
Very cool, Matt. Very cool. So, another question here. You've been doing all Muay Thai here in the United States. This is going to be your first kickboxing bout in the United States. Which rule set do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
I love both of them, but I think my style fits more kickboxing than Muay Thai. Like I don't. I think maybe it's because when I started as a kickboxer and boxer that I'm always using those things that is making me making me stop using other limbs like
I
like
see.
like Muay Thai.
Yeah, yeah. So
But I love Muay Thai too. I respect both of them.
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
but kickboxing, I love it. It's my thing.
That's your
I
number
own
one
that
love?
thing. Yeah.
Did you do any boxing as well?
I did amateur boxing in Turkey. I was actually planning to have one professional boxing here before this pandemic started, and then everything was cancelled. I wanted to do one boxing recently, but because of some injuries, I couldn't take it.
Okay,
So,
good. We don't
yeah.
want you. We don't want you to go there. We want you to come over to us.
Thank you. I'm excited about boxing.
Oh, for sure. We're very excited. And you're fighting a very tough kid, Julio Rios. He doesn't quite have the pro experience you have, but he's got a ton of amateur experience. He's had over 20 fights as an amateur here in the U.S. Do you know anything about Julio?
I don't know much about him, but I heard that he throws a lot of punches. That I like it. I throw a lot of punches too. So when I first heard it, I'm like, damn, it's gonna be like a boxing fight with a few kicks. But I throw a lot of kicks too, a lot of kicks, movie kicks, and everything.
I love it. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that. So that should be a great fight. And that's happening February 18th, guys. If you want to get your tickets to watch Matt and Julio throw down, it's in the links below at FightersRep.com. If you can't make it to Southern California, Matt, their fans out in Turkey, they want to watch you fight, your friends, your family, they just have to join the YouTube channel and watch you there. Now, speaking of that, I'm sure you do have a lot of friends and family in Turkey. How's that been? Have you been able to go back there in the past couple years with this pandemic and everything?
Yeah, I went there right after the pandemic started, which was in September. I think I went there, stayed there about 2 or 3 weeks,
Nice.
spent some time with my family, and then I got back here. I was all alone.
No.
Then a few months passed. I trained, booked fight, canceled again, a bunch of fights. Then I recently had 2 fights, and I'm glad I was able to bring my mom and sister here. They stayed here with me during this time
Oh, nice.
to help me during this camp and see the fights.
Cooking good food for you
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah, cooking good food for me and taking care of me.
For sure.
Yeah, it was a great experience for them too to see me fight in Los Angeles. I remember my childhood. Like I was waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning to be able to watch Mike Tyson fights,
Wow,
which was
wow.
about I think 9 p.m. here back then, or 8
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
So it was like a childhood dream for me. I come fight here, and people in Turkey, they buy either online or able to stream it live somewhere. They wake up and watch my fights. That's really exciting.
For sure, for sure. And how did your family take to you wanting to be a fighter? I mean, were there any issues when you told them, hey, Ma, I want to fight. This is what I want to do.
Well, my mom is always telling me, you shouldn't do it. Just she's scared, especially after I think 2 fights, like the fight before this, when she saw me live, all in blood. I thought she was gonna pass out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now she doesn't say much anymore because she knows I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Matt, for the people who haven't watched you compete, why should they come out on February 18th? Why should they buy a ticket and watch you fight? And if they can't make it, why should they buy the pay-per-view and watch Matt Erdems fight?
Because I think I'm gonna bring like European kickboxing style, not like full high intensity, high volume, a lot of kicks, which is like always, like in Netherlands when I was fighting there, everybody in the trainings, a lot of kicks, high kicks, spinning kicks.
I love it.
I felt like that. Sparrings.
For sure, for sure. And that's where some of the best kickboxers in the world are. Hopefully we bring some of
Yeah.
that flavor out here, huh?
Yeah, I want to bring that fight here,
I cannot wait.
that non-stop high action,
I cannot wait.
3x3 non-stop action.
Very cool, very cool. Matt, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you, man. I mean, is there anyone you want to shout out? Anyone you want to say hi to?
I want to say thank you to my coach, David Hui, Santos Sakom Kai, and all my training partners from Muay Thai America Gym, and my former trainers from Sidiatong, Walter Mikalowski, Josh Aragon, my training partners over there. Most of them are pro fighters right now. And shout out to my sponsors on my back.
Big shout out to all the sponsors. That's quite a few you've got there, brother.
Yeah, they take care of me.
Very cool, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, Matt. I did want to ask you one more favor.
Yes.
Let these knuckleheads know, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I want you to say it in Turkish afterwards, if you can, if you
Okay.
know how.
Guys, subscribe to FightersRep, Instagram, Facebook, and all social media platforms. They are growing big, they're going places, and it's gonna be big in the United States as a kickboxing platform, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be full action.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Think you could say it in Turkish, or is that too hard?
Arkadaşlar, FightersRep organizasyonunu bütün sosyal medya platformları destekleyin, takip edin. Çok güzel dövüşler ortaya çıkacak yakında. Daha bu promosyon şirketi işin başlangıcında ancak çok iyi dövüşler getiriyor. Yakında çok büyüyecek.
I love it, Matt. One more thing, where can they follow you and follow the career of not only the fighter, Matt Erdems, but the actor as well?
My Instagram is the Matt Erdems, and my Facebook is Matt Hakan Erdems, M-A-T-T Hakan. My middle name H-A-K-N, last name is Erdems. My Facebook. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Watch this. It's gonna be great fights. I know two big fighters over there. They're fighting as well. I know Wilson. Wilson is. We used to train at City of Tong. He's a good fighter. David Pacheco. I fought David 6 years ago in pro.
My God.
Heavyweight. It was like 170 pounds, 165.
Yeah.
I fought David Pacheco here. in pro.
Wow.
And I know they're gonna do great.
It's going to be a heck of an event.
Shout out to them too.
Thank you so much, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, Matt Erdems. Don't miss him.